Microphone, chicka chicka check 1 2 1 2. This is your host, not son, baby, and this is another episode of Swingers After Dark. Sometimes I may take a news clip from YouTube and add it to my collection of podcast episodes to get another angle in regards to somebody else's experience in the Swingers Club. I may build my commentaries around it so people could know or have an idea of what it's like to be in a Swingers Club. Like, my first time at a Swingers Club was at this club called TPA. TPA means the private affair and is in Port Deposit, Maryland. Great place. You should go. Port Deposit, Maryland. And it was off the chain. Like, I did my thing. I'm not gonna divulge as much information because you got to go on your own time. But I will say that I had a good time. I was in a relationship at the time. I was in a committed relationship, and we went together. I believe it was it for my birthday? Fuck it. It was. I just know we went. God damn it. Fuck the time and time of the year. We went, and I believe it was like a masquerade party. What we had to do. We had to register as a couple online, because a lot of swingers clubs, you got to be a member. You just can't walk in willy-nilly. You have to be a registered member for safety purposes, and to also keep track of their members so they can know who is who. You got to register for an event. It's just for safety purposes. It's not no conspiracy, no Illuminati conspiracy, everybody trying to keep track of you. Shit, everybody, Big Brother is keeping track of you because you have a fucking smartphone. You know what I'm saying? There's cameras all over the place. But in this situation, in this matter, rather, they just want to keep track of their members for safety purposes. I know keeping track, the word keeping track is, or the phrase keeping track is taboo. But shit, when I'm getting my nut off, I want to be safe and secure, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. So, the DJ was on point. The DJ had a good mix of genres: rap, disco, R&B, house music, 80s, 90s, current music, and it was fun. The TPA, the private affair, I believe it has 10 rooms, 10 playrooms, 10, 15 playrooms, one of them numbers. The playrooms are separated by hallways. So you have 2 hallways of playrooms. And, you can either leave the door open, the playroom door open, if you're an exhibitionist, if you don't give a fuck about who's watching you, or you could just close the door. But however, they do have a voyeur room where, there's like a hole in the room. Like, it's like one of the end rooms, the rooms at the end of the hallway, where there's a hole in one of the walls where you can see people getting it in. So you could either go to the voyeur room and get it in, or you could just close the door, if you want your privacy. And TPA also has a pool in the back. I went to a pool party in the summer, like around the 4th of July, because my ex's born day is around the 4th of July weekend. And that was fun. Like the summertime parties at TPA, the pool parties, they're fun. And indoors, they have a jacuzzi. They have a jacuzzi, and that's fun too. Like, you could get it in, you could fuck in a jacuzzi, you could get it in. And also, like I said, they have a DJ, they have a stage, they have a lounge area where you can sit down and get your mix and mingle on. And also, the side of the club, they have like a VIP area where they have vendors where you could buy sex toys and whatever the case may be, sex toys, lounge gear, lingerie, things of that nature. Like the same shit that you could buy from a sex shop, So it was dope. They serve food. But me personally, I don't eat when I'm in the swingers club. The only thing I eat is pussy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't eat like food and shit like that. I would drink. Like, you would have to bring your own bottle to a swingers club, because swingers clubs are prohibited from selling liquor. It's a sex club. You can't sell liquor at a sex club. And a swingers club is classified as a sex club. So what you have to do, you have to bring your own liquor to the swing club, and then, you know, you put your name, they may give you a sticker or number that you keep. And then you give your bottle that you brought to the club to the bartender. And every time you need to refill, you'll bring your cup, and then you'll tell the bartender your name or get them your number that they gave you so they could know which bottle is yours, depending on whether they do the name system or the number system or whatever the case may be. So that's pretty much the general layout or what have you of a synopsis, whatever the case. A synopsis, the general layout of a swingers club. You know, you bring your own bottle. It's BYOB. Bring your own bottle. You give it to the bartender whenever you need, you know, a refill. They will get your bottle. You know, please be sure to have your name or your number with you. And they have their own chasers, so you don't have to worry about bringing chasers. They have, you know, water bottles so you can get hydrated, especially when you're trying to get that nut, you know. And the playrooms at TPA, once again, TPA means the private affair in Port Deposit, Maryland. And you could register as a single male, single female, or as a couple. You know, some swing clubs, you don't have to register, like Caligula Swings Club. Like the Swingers Club in New York, like Temptations and Caligula and Bowery, you don't need to register. You could just go in and, you know, pay the donation and, you know, get it in. You know, but other swing clubs, you have to become a member, because some swingers clubs, they want your driver's license, your ID. You know, they don't play them games. You know, so yeah, that's pretty much like, you know, the overview of my first time at a swingers club. You know, it's good. It's good to mix and mingle, network, you know, make new associates. Hell, you may even make new lifetime friends, you know, because at the end of the day, it's a community. Yes, we want to fuck. We want to get it in. We want to voyeur, be exhibitionists, or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, we're social creatures. And there's only so much fucking that you can do before you build a genuine rapport with people in your respective community. So with that said, I want to show you this clip called Suburban Swingers. Inside the Swingers Club, of course, you cannot see this clip. So you could go to YouTube, search for Suburban Swingers inside the Swingers Club, and it's brought to you by 7 News Spotlight. That's the number 7 News Spotlight. Once again, it's called Suburban Swingers inside the Swingers Club. And check it out. Peace.
Let's go.
Keys in a bowl, and then everyone just gets naked and just has sex.
So would you watch Lawrence have sex?
Yeah, I have. I mean, last weekend I watched you have sex. So it's not straight into the orgies, but the orgies do come along.
Yeah, go, just go.
It's kind of like watching live porn, to be honest. Personally, I've only seen maybe 20 to 25 couples.
50 people, wow.
I am speechless.
My name is Kieran Lyons. My life is pretty normal. But not everyone's life is like mine. Some are rarely seen. I'm about to go deep inside these hidden worlds to experience life done differently. I'm going to a swingers club for the very first time, and I'm a bit nervous. Am I just gonna see like people having sex everywhere? Am I gonna just walk in and there's just naked people all around me? I don't know what to expect. In a back street of a quiet, leafy Sydney suburb is a 3-level swingers club called Our Secret Spot. It belongs to these two, Jess and Lawrence. Business partners, life partners, partner swappers. Lawrence entered the swinging world in a previous relationship. He brought up his lifestyle with Jess on their very first date. It was new to her, but she was keen to try. And just 1 year later, they opened this swingers club. What's this? So this is the bar here? This is where people come in?
Yeah, so this would be your normal starting point. So you've got your bar where you drop off your alcohol, you get greeted by one of the staff members, and then essentially if you've not been here before, one of them will step from behind the bar and take you on a tour. You've got one section down here, you've got another socialising area up here.
And are people allowed to have sex on these couches?
I mean, we would recommend against it because it is obviously people come in at the beginning and that could be quite confronting.
Cameras are almost never allowed in here. It's a new experience for all of us. And to be honest, it wasn't what I was expecting.
I guess everyone's conception of a swingers club is you walk in and it's straight in, like, you know, straight into having sex, straight into lingerie, but sort of takes a bit of warming up for it. So it's not straight into the orgies, but the orgies do come along.
Ah, thought so. That's more what I imagined a swingers club was about. The party kicks off in just a few hours. For now, I'm staying in my comfort zone. A Saturday night playing pool is much more my speed. Would I say, as an opener, let's play a game of pool?
Pretty much is exactly what you would say if you were at a bar and you saw a pool table and you were talking to a girl across and you were like, hey, how about we play pool together?
Okay, I'm pretty good at pool as well. The ground floor of the club feels like a bar with an adult twist, which, before COVID restrictions, could entertain as many as 400 people a night. It's a moving pole.
It is a moving, it's a proper stripper pole. Just go.
Oh,
Did you see your balls?
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
Would that turn people on?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, it's actually quite fun. I'm very dizzy, like I feel a bit left
I thought he was just looking at me, but that's fine. All good. Come on, I'll take you downstairs to the dungeon room.
Up until I heard the words dungeon room, this swingers club looked like your average bar. Then again, Jess and Lawrence appear like an average couple, aside from the swinging. 1/3 of long-term couples in Australia are open to swinging. So maybe it's my preconceived notions making me feel a bit awkward.
So we've only just recently opened this space up with the help of some of our BDSM and kink friends.
But I think things are about to get a lot more awkward. So what, do people sit on this or do they lie across it?
Sort of lie down.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And what, then they get whipped?
Anything. Look, there's a lot of things do in that position.
Right, okay. Okay, oh yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Look, I've never seen one of these before.
No, but you seem quite natural around
So I'm assuming I put my hands
Yes.
on this.
3, 2, 1.
I wasn't even counting for you.
You didn't wait till 1. Jess and Lawrence recommend all guests have a safe word, particularly in the dungeon room, a way of communicating stop in any situation. 3 syllables is best, to prevent it being mixed up with other noises. Jess's safe word is pineapple. I don't have a safe word. Can you give me a suggestion for a safe word?
Your favourite 3-syllable word? You can take pineapple if you want.
Arsenal's my favourite soccer team. Arsenal, but that's probably not the best word to use.
I mean, maybe soccer ball. 3 syllables. Yep. Soccer ball.
This room is probably what most people imagine when they think about swingers, but it's only a small part of the story. The average age of Aussies who visit swingers clubs is between 30 and 45. New South Wales is swinger central, with at least 7 events held every weekend. What are the biggest misconceptions about swinging?
I think the biggest one is that kind of old-fashioned, keys in a bowl and then everyone just gets naked and just has sex. It's nothing like that.
Jared and Fiona are swingers and regulars at the club. They both say that the lifestyle makes relationships better, but I would struggle seeing my partner with somebody else. So you both have partners. How do you guys deal with jealousy in the relationship?
People like to think that being swingers or polyamorous that we don't get jealous, and that's not the case at all. We do get jealous, and it's about figuring out why it is that you might be jealous and then communicating that with your partner, coming to a resolution, realizing that you are good enough or that you don't need to be insecure. It's usually what it comes down to most of the time, is your jealousy is that you feel insecure that somebody else is better.
If you want to put your relationship to the test and spend a night at a swingers club, it's going to cost you $150 per couple and $50 for single ladies. Single men are allowed, but they have to be vetted and cough up $100 each. Okay, so I'm 23 myself, sitting in a swingers club. Would I pass that selection process?
You seem like a pretty intelligent person. I think you might get through.
What's the test?
So it's just a set of questions.
Yeah, we just want to know that they understand things about respect and consent. We need them to obviously be, thinking, conscious people. So
And respectful as well.
yeah, respectful is the key. Is the number one goal.
A study out of the US found that 2/3 of the time, men in the relationship will suggest swinging. But once they've done that, the majority of women were happy to participate. The overwhelming reason? Sexual variety and fantasy. Something that Jess caters to specifically.
So this one just here is our voyeur room. So with this room, it's a mirror where you can see inside, but the people inside having the sexual acts will not be able to see out.
So why wouldn't they want to see out?
So some people like to put on a show, but they don't like the idea of having people staring at them. So down here we've got multiple private rooms. However, if they do decide they want to be exhibitionists but not have people enter, they simply just clip the change up. Essentially what that means is they can view, they can watch, but they would have to ask permission to enter in.
Oh wow, and the walls are interconnecting,
Yeah, so basically the walls at the top don't actually join to the roof, so you can hear all those noises throughout the club.
And is that to enhance the experience so they can hear other sounds?
Yeah, so hearing noises generally makes people get into that mood.
Okay, so I'm definitely getting the lay of the land, but it's the group room that's going to be the main stage for tonight's big show. There's 2 beds here, then there's one
big bed here. Sometimes you'll have couples who will be like 5 or 6 couples who all want to play, and having these beds kind of separates them a bit.
So what's the most amount of people you've seen on this bed here?
I mean, personally, I've only seen maybe 20 to 25 couples. But
Not in this one bed, but in this entire room, probably the most we've seen is, I've counted somewhere in the vicinity of 50 people.
50 people, wow. There is protection in every single room. It's recommended people use it, but it's not compulsory. Jess says that nearly everyone in the lifestyle gets tested regularly to try and prevent the spread of disease. This bathroom here, I mean, would you call this a bathroom? There's no door.
a group shower. Well, like an open wet space. Yeah, so you got the 3 shower heads, and we also built in, I call it a bench, but it's also just a bench where you can sit down, essentially.
So people might be having showers here, but at the same time, there might be people having sex right here.
Sex or just sitting down and having that moment to relax, because if you view from here, you can see that whole room.
With 20% of Australians looking for threesomes, and Jess and Lawrence often looking for a little more than that, maybe swinging is about stripping away ego as well as clothes.
Don't put too many expectations. If you do decide to visit a club, talk with your partner first. Make sure you know how each other feels. Make sure you know if there are any boundaries, what those boundaries are. And, just be honest with each other. If you're going in nervous, tell them that you're going in really nervous.
If you're with, there's another guy, there's 6 guys in the bed, do you feel self-conscious looking at their body and going, he's got a bigger penis than me? Is that a bit...
No, I'm arrogant enough to just be confident.
I think it's just being confident in yourself, though. Like, I think that's natural, though. Like, it's a natural thing to kind of judge yourself on somebody else, but, like, everyone has something special about them.
So I met Jess and Lawrence, got the rundown, know what I'm in for. I can't really delay this any longer. I'd love to just stand on the street and talk about this all night, but I am gonna check out my first ever swingers night. What, like tuck up? Oh, yeah. Oh, in my back. Oh, is there anyone? Can I level up now, or? Wait, just jump up, like. It's hard, like I don't have enough core strength.
I am speechless.
When I first walked in, it just felt like a normal nightclub. It was pretty chill. People were just like chatting and playing pool. A lot of people were looking at me when I walked in. And I think that's mainly because I was there by myself. And then we went upstairs and it was just like, from 1 to 100, it was just like we went from a nightclub almost to like a secret door, like this secret area that I wasn't supposed to be part of. I saw plenty of orgies. I walked upstairs. Immediately there was just like some girl giving a and like then I looked to the left and there was some guy had his on this girl's like on the seat right next to me, and I hadn't even gotten to the bedrooms yet. Then we got into the bedrooms and there was like this couple like was on top. She was just like and he was. Then we walked away, then we came back and then there's a bloke with clothes behind the just with his like it was all happening. I mean, then we went in the orgy room and you think you can see sex, and then when you actually are looking at sex live in action, like I'm actually looking at the sex happening in front of me and I'm fully clothed watching people f***ing. It's a different experience. I think everyone needs to experience it once in their lifetime.
Visiting a swingers club was never on my bucket list, but I'm glad I've experienced it. After meeting Jess, Lawrence and the others at the club, I get why they do it. People have fantasies, and we all don't want the same things. Life would be boring if we did. We can also learn a lot from swingers. They are seriously good communicators, and their ability to deal with jealousy is almost superhuman.